Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Once more in front of Baquet. So, what do you mean you forgot the wine? Bravo, Desiree. Thanks to you, our guest shall be honored with a marvelous banquet. But what good is an exotic feast without an equally exquisite aperitif? Your work is not yet finished. Before we can discuss Titan, you must first bring us a suitable wine. Speak with Durstwise over yonder. He is overseeing preparations for a banquet and will tell you what you must do. Yeah, he lied to us last time. There is one last item to do. Beg your pardon, madame. I've got my hands full with... Oh, you're the adventurer sent to pick up the wine. Thank the gods, we have nothing on hand that would meet with Master Gigarujo's approval. Take this order slip and run along to Wineport. One of Vesca's friends from the old days, Shamani Lomani, is our supplier. Who'd have thought that a former mercenary would have such refined taste, huh? Everyone here agrees that he's a natural vintner. He's a natural vintner. If you're lucky, maybe he'll let you have a taste. Now, while I was waiting on Blayflox's long stop, I got the teleport point for Wineport. So let's go there. Sweat, grime, and blood. You reek of blood. An adventurer, unless I'm mistaken. What brings you to Wineport? An order. An order. Let me guess. A request for the finest vintage I can muster. The paper smells of loam and perfume. Costa del Sol, and there's also the unmistakable odor of goblin cheese. Yes, Master Gigarujo would not settle for anything less than the best. Durstwise and his crew must be quite busy preparing an exotic feast, hence the decision to rely on an adventurer. But perhaps you're confused? But this display of deduction was not intended to impress you. When one loses his vision, he is forced to compensate in other ways. But you have no interest in my affairs. You wish only to discuss the wine, I suspect. Yes, you are absolutely correct, my friend. Life can be so delightfully unpredictable. I always had a passion for wine, but it wasn't until I was forced to retire that I could pursue it as more than a mere hobby. It wouldn't have been possible if not for the savings I amassed during my time as a mercenary, of course. Say what you will about the nature of that work, none can deny that it pays well. But you grow impatient, and Durstwise must have his wine. Herein lies the problem. Nothing in my possession is of sufficient quality for this occasion. The best vintages in town are hoarded by Bayergland, who owns and operates the largest winery in Vilbrand. Somehow I doubt he will be receptive to your request, but given these circumstances, we must needs beg his assistance. What rank amateur bottled this wine? The impurities have rendered it nigh undrinkable. Dismissal is too good for the man responsible. He should be made to drink every drop of his polluted swill. What is it? I'm in the middle of an important discussion, and I do not care for interruptions. That neophyte Wintner bid you speak with me? Ha! Neither you nor your friend have a palate to appreciate the subtle qualities of my private stock. I would sooner serve you Gobu Urine than sell you my worst vintage. Begun for my sight. I take it he said no? Really? In those words? Well, I cannot say I'm surprised. But there's no denying his passion and skill. The wine baron of Limsa Lominsa is not a man known for his tact. Very well, we shall have to take an alternative approach. There's a chance, however small, that another resident of Wineport can furnish us with a suitable wine. In fact, had you come several years ago, I guarantee it would not be a problem. Alas, the quality of our product has declined significantly in recent years. The only breeds cultivated these days are common lowland wines, which isn't to say that the grapes are of poor quality, only that we have known better. Long ago, the vignerons of Vineport crossbred several species and produced a grape-bearing wine of never-before-seen quality. Butcher's grapes were once the pride of this town, as they were used to produce vintages which surpassed all others. This includes the most aromatic, the most complex, the most flavorful of all wines. Aye, the legendary Butcher's wines were born right here in Wineport. Pardon my enthusiasm. You see, I once had the privilege to sample that particular wine. It was an otherworldly experience. In that moment I felt as though I had tasted the nectar of the gods themselves. I transcended my mortal flesh and was one with all creation. But, as is all too often said, the calamity changed that. The Butcher's vineyards were completely destroyed, along with much of the existing stock of Butcher's wine. What little remains is closely guarded by its owners, for it can no longer be made. If we cannot convince Bygeland to part with his wines, our next best option, as ridiculous as it sounds, is to find someone who has a bottle of Butcher's wine and to offer them every guild we can spare. I've heard rumors that one of the vignerons tending the vineyards might have once owned a bottle. Perhaps you could start by speaking with them? Excuse me, sir, do you own a bottle of Butcher's wine? What? Do I have Butcher's wine? I wish. I never had the chance to try it myself. Sorry, friend, but you're a few years too late. Butcher's wine? Don't remind me. Used to have a cellar filled with the stuff. Thought I could keep the wine safe from thieves and the elements. Never counted on a bloody primer blowing up my goddamn house. Nope. No luck, huh? Most regrettable, but we had to try. But Butcher's wine would have been perfect for the occasion. Though I must confess my certitude could be due in part to my personal history with the beverage. It is, after all, the very reason I decided to become a vintner. After Titan blinded me in our battle beneath Ogomoro, I fell into a deep depression. It wasn't until I tasted Butcher's wine for the first time that I realized there was still so much I could experience, even in my condition. It helped me to find a new direction in my life. It breaks my heart to think that wondrous ambrosia, which once filled me with hope, may be forever lost to us. I must say, this talk of Butcher's wine had made me rather nostalgic. Indeed, there's much I miss about my life with a company of heroes. After everything this captain has done for me, I could not bear to disappoint him. I have no fear, I swear that I shall find a suitable wine for the banquet, though I may need some time to think of a solution. In the meantime, there's a favor I would ask of you. 2 years ago, in the deepest depths of my despair, I stumbled across Wilbrand as a vagabond drunk. I suspect I was looking for a place to die, because I very nearly found one not far from here. It was there that a man named Drest took me in and nursed me back to health, and it was he who gave me my first taste of Butcher's wine, which helped me to find my new calling. Though I still am a novice in the art of winemaking, I would like him to know that I'm pursuing my dream. This wine is my own original creation, and I would be most grateful if you delivered it to him in my stead. Drest sometimes works at the Raincatcher Gully Docks, so perhaps Ritzgild can tell you where to find him? Dressed? Oh, you mean the hermit. I toss him a few gil when we need an extra pair of hands. He doesn't talk about himself, and I sure as hell don't ask. When a man's got a face with scars like that, you best leave him well enough alone, I say. If you have a mind to find him, though, then head southwest to the severed string. Practically a jungle right here outside town. What do you want? Wine? I didn't ask for this. Who sent you? Everything alright? Can't sleep. They won't let me sleep. The midges, the buzzing, it keeps me awake. I never wanted to hurt anyone. I won't fight. I don't want to fight. Please, make the buzzing stop. Make the midges go away. Yes, we're hunting bugs now because of their buzzing. Wherever you hunt bugs with a sword. This part here with a company of heroes is, in my opinion, definitely the weakest part up until we see the credits. It's not allowed anymore. Did you do that? Thank you. Please, brothers, I beg of you. I said I'm sorry. Leave me in peace. Do you have any children? I have a son and a daughter. We were so little when I left. They probably think I'm dead. I've been saving for years to buy passage back home somehow. But still not enough. Maybe you could bring me some jungle curl skins? I can sell them. I just want to go home. You can buy a journey up all the way to Kugane in the Far East for 300 gil. Should I give you the money? I'm not certain where you come from, but I doubt it would be more expensive than halfway across the world. Anyway, let's hunt some curls. Here, a few skins. You helped me, even after what my comrades and I did to your country. We were on a reconnaissance mission when the maelstrom caught us by surprise. We tried to escape, but the others, no one else survived. I didn't ask for this, damn it. I'm not even Gallian. They conquered my land just like they tried to conquer yours. I don't want to die in some blasted jungle halfway across the world. I just want to go home. He was a Gallian soldier. A conscript sent here from his homeland. I wish to thank Shamani for the wine. That was overly kind. Would you be willing to be a gift back to him? Last night at Wet Mantis Falls, I collected the sap from nearby palm trees. If placed in coconut shells and stored for a few bells' time, it makes for a fine wine. See, it should be ready by now. I left 3 shells out there. Please take them to Shamani for me. I'm glad he moved on with his life. I hope to one day do the same. Okay. What I would be interested does that truly work? palm sap in a coconut and to create some wine? Does that truly work? Does anyone know that? It's been some time, Desiree. What news do you have of Dress? I brought you some palm wine. If brewed for too long can cause loss of eyesight or even death. Ah yes, I recall he did have some knowledge of winemaking. A simplistic but nevertheless effective method that utilizes the natural properties of palm sap. I shall have to enjoy this batch before it spoils. We're not so different, Drest and I. Two men who have long struggled not to let our scars define us. I worry that he has been alone with his thought for far too long. Aye, it's past time I paid him a visit. Thank you for looking after him, Desiree. So, what about that wine for the party? By the gods, Desiree, listen! I know you're eager to wash your hands of this wine business, but I've just discovered something extraordinary about Twist's palm wine. You seed each coconut shell with a leaf which has a very distinct shape and unusual odor. I thought I was going mad at first, but now I'm certain. These are the leaves of a Bacchus grape wine. Do you know what this means? Somewhere in Graincatcher Gully, the legendary wine still grows. If we could obtain a cutting, we could revive the Bacchus wine industry. We must know where Drest found the leaves. Here, take one of them back to him and see what he remembers. Well, that won't help us immediately, but I guess reviving the Bacchus wine would be an achievement, right? Then Shamani is right, and that was the best wine far and wide. It would definitely help the town. Oh, hello again. What is it? Can you tell me where you found this leaf? It's just a leaf, isn't it? I only chose it because it was pretty. Didn't know it was rare. I found them near the Juggernaut to the south, but I didn't see any grape wines. I saw fresh gobbo tracks though. Maybe the leaves came from a vines growing on the back of one such beast? If you go looking for it, please be careful. Some gobbos are more territorial than others and you may have to defend yourself. A gobbo, huh? That's the Juggernaut here, I guess. The crashed Guardian airship. There's Shazmu. Whatever it is called Shazmu, I don't know. Moldy sneeze. Ugh. Oh, he fell right on me. I hope this is really Butcher's wine. Pointlessly killing and all that? Well, this is a game, of course, but where every stupid thing respawns when you kill it. But that was a quest mod. Those don't respawn until the next player comes along. Okay, Shamani. Is it Butchers? What did you have to say, Desiree? Tell me everything. I was right. This smell, this texture. I hold in my hands a Butcher's grape wine cutting. Come now, enough of this nonsense. I've heard talk of your discovery, and I refuse to believe that a common adventurer and a novice vintner could... 12 as my witness. It is a Butcher's grape wine. Wherever did you find this fantastic specimen? Here. You would offer this to me? But why? There's none better positioned to reconstruct the Butcher's vineyard than you, Master Biogrant. You have the resources, the knowledge, and the passion to do so. It would be selfish of me to keep this cutting. I never knew you cared so deeply about your craft. Thank you, good sir. I will not squander this gift. In just a few years' time, I swear that every tavern across Eorzea will once again be clamoring for a cask of Wineport's legendary Butcher's wine. So, you need... Wait, the shape of this bottle? The scent of a label? It couldn't possibly be a 1547 Butcher's? But that's impossible! This vintage has not been seen since years before the calamity. It was a crown jewel of my personal collection. For years I debated opening in it, wondering if today or tomorrow would be the ideal time. But now I realize that it was never meant for me. It should be savored by the saviors of the Wineport, I say. He has made us an offer we cannot refuse. Master Geruju will find no finer wine. You have forever changed, Wineport Desiree. Thank you for your kindness and your generosity. But do not permit me to delay you any longer. Pray deliver wine to Captain Westgate. Well, yes, I would very much like to drink it, but I'm a patient man. I have faith that one day I shall have another opportunity to taste perfection. Come. Your prolonged absence was beginning to concern me. So what of the wine I asked you to bring? Is that 7 hell, it's a 1547 Butcher's. Even I know how rare that is. I have to admit I didn't think you had it in you. But congratulations, Desiree. Thanks to you, this will be the most luxurious feast Corso del Sol has seen in years. Okay, but I've ended here because, yeah, time. Until next time, when we hopefully finally get to learn about Titan, I am Ace, and don't get lost.